wonder if that's why you guys had to live further away from her here. I think the one thing that I would say, I think that for your husband is oftentimes when, you know, a parent dies, is that we have to grieve the parent that we didn't actually have, right? The loving parent, the comforting parent that we didn't get, and that's a part of the grief. It's not just the loss of that person, it's the loss of now it's finally over, they're not gonna change, we're not gonna get someone different here at the end. And I wonder if, you know, is your husband open to going to therapy, to go into a grief group, or having someone help him through that?
No, we didn't, and he probably should have, because here we are 8 years out, and I feel like in some ways it's still new.
Yeah, and so he still can, right? We were just talking with the last caller about grief share. He can still do that because it does feel so fresh. And this is the thing, time doesn't heal all wounds, right? It's time plus investing and doing the work and looking at the issues, right? So he's just done time. And so he is kind of in the same spot as he was.
Yeah, and I'd be bold enough to say that, you know, if he doesn't deal with it, he's just going to remain in some kind of level of this grief. It's going to continue impacting him until he actually goes to somebody and process it through. And he probably needs to, I would recommend going to a counselor that takes a historical approach, that doesn't just, you know, walk him through the grief that he's experiencing, you know, in that event 8 years ago, but also that helps him kind of probably process through a lot of hurts and wounding that happened in his childhood. And the ways that he learned how to react by not getting his needs met.
Well, and his mother, see, you know, as people get older, they become more candid, right? They don't hide who they are. And so his mother is really showing him showed him who she has always been. And for a kid, and for a kid, we want to idealize, we want to keep parents good because we need them to be good.
There's a name.
But really, she just ripped all of that off, right? So there's no illusions about who she is. But that could really help him to make sense of his whole life and areas that he has struggled in. So again, I agree, Mark, not just the grief, it's what about his childhood?
Right.
What about how he grew
Sometimes
up?
though, when people die, right, you know, at funerals, people are usually saying good things, right? Nobody says real negative things at funerals, right? And so sometimes when somebody dies and passes on, especially if it's a parent, some people think that it's dishonoring to be able to talk about negative things, even if it's in private, in counseling, but it's not. It's part of processing through, you know, and really integrating the whole person of who that person was.
Well, and it's not about blaming. It's about revealing the truth, right?
Yeah.
The truth of who people are and how they impacted us.
None of us are perfect.
Well, because if he's left in this state, Kelly, very much longer, he begins to believe that he is the problem.
Yes.
Like there's no one to disrupt that. Yeah, probably after a lifetime. And I loved what you said, Mark, about that's probably why you live across the country.
Right.
I mean, you know, subliminal, but that, you know, that, you know, that's one of those things that, And I just
ready to get out of town.
And we don't want him to miss one more moment of his present and future trying to reorganize the past, and that's really part of that grief work. And you know, grief work isn't like, okay, you're going to take this class for however long and then you're going to be done with it. It's really the process of understanding where those feelings are coming from and making sense out of the things that we get caught in. And I think we're going to send you, Kelly, we're going to send you a copy of the Life Recovery Workbook on grief, and you know, you can pass that along with your husband. It is such a common experience for all of us to experience grief, but it's so personal because every relationship has its own issues, right? Even if it's really a great relationship, then we're sad because they're gone. But we really need to do our grief work. It is really powerful in our lives.
Yeah, and if and I don't know, Kelly, if your husband has siblings who have had similar experiences, oftentimes, you know, if you can share with somebody who's gone through it with you, there's greater healing that can happen that way too.
I love it.
Yeah, just to emphasize again, letting go of the fantasy that I see so many people where they're waiting for those last moments to finally get, you know, what people have talked about, the blessing. right?
Right.
And then you don't get it, and then what do? Because you put so much hope in that.
Well, you know, we are so grateful for the opportunity to spread the word that we have to do grief work. I know that seems like an oxymoron, but it's so true. It's such a powerful gift as we do that work. Our gift for you this month, if you give in the month of July, is we have these note tablets that say every day is a new life. And it has these little columns. You can't see it real well, but it has these little columns of today in the Bible, I'm praying for, I'm thankful for, today's priorities, and all these ways of just organizing our day so that we can make the most of every day. And that's our thank you for a gift of any amount. Just give us a call, 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. Many people ask us how it works if they have an issue with a contractor. It's really very simple. You immediately contact us through the website by going to the contractor's page and filling out the rating plan. Our team gets involved and we begin communicating right away. We begin communication between you and the contractor and stay involved till every issue is resolved. If it gets to the point that it's apparent that the contractor cannot fulfill their obligations, we will physically come to your house with other pros that can inspect the work. I'll say this, there have been times the contractor was unable to do as they promised and we removed them and took financial responsibility. However, there have been times that homeowners were trying to take advantage of the good contractor and it was obvious. We stand as the voice of truth between you and the contractor and do the right thing. We rarely have to take anything at that level because we've learned how to pick good contractors. Go to thegoodcontractorslist.com for all your home service needs. That's thegoodcontractorslist.com.
We're getting pretty good fuel mileage.
Good.
We've got a range of
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happy with it,
21.0.
that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Many of you switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 888-SHARE-19. That's 888-SHARE-19. 888-SHARE-19.
Providing for your family is a top priority. What happens when you need affordable health care? Christian Healthcare Ministries can save you up to 40% today. As a member, you can choose your provider without network restrictions. Sign up at your convenience with our anytime enrollment. Join a Christian community that supports each other's medical expenses, offering peace of mind as you prioritize what's most important. Enroll now at yourchn.org.
Biology's Pizza is a hit, but we didn't stop there. We've added bold new flavors to our shareable cheese bread lineup, including fiery buffalo, pesto feta, and creamy jalapeno Alfredo. Crafted with specialty cheeses and oven-baked to perfection, Biology's cheese breads are sure to tantalize your taste buds. For limited time only, add your favorite cheese bread to any purchase for just $4. Now through July 10th. Order in-store or online with discount code CHEESE4 and taste the Biology difference. Pizza the way it should be. Yeah!
Warning. Cost.
Like 3 years ago, and he has 2 children from the first marriage, and they're co-parenting. And the new lady that he married, she has 3 children, and they're teenagers. 2 of them are teenagers. And I told him when they first spoke to me about, first they went to live together, and I said, I don't think this is the right thing to do for the children. And so then they just kept seeing each other, and she staying some time with him, and they've been doing those type of things, which they did. And so now he's really, really hurt, and he's really like calling me to ask for my advice and my input. And the last thing I said to him yesterday when he told me that she said she doesn't want to be married anymore, I said, well, maybe it's early in the game and maybe that was the best thing that should have happened. And he said, oh, I have to talk to you later because I don't think you're thinking correctly. So I'm going to visit him because I was going to do that anyway. But I just want to know.
Okay, it's taking us
I just want to know. Should I just be honest and tell him how I feel about this and that he has this is just life? Or last time when he had his divorce, he really had a lot of hard, really hard time with him. He started messing up on the job. He started spending extra money. He just could not cope with it. So I'm at the point of not how to handle it, but truthfully, do I be truthfully or do I just be calm and just let him do all the talking and verbalize? Because there's pieces of the story that I don't have anyway, but I just think that during the time he was going through, I think there are things that I thought at times she wasn't truthfully, but I didn't verbalize my thoughts on the things about her. So I don't know what her real goal was actually getting married, because they went to a wedding and just as a proof.
Well, Mary.
And Mary?
So I couldn't marry earlier.
Oranges.
Oh yeah.